Hi, I'm Kevin, founder of the PP ETF. What is the PP ETF? Well, it's an exchange-traded fund that lets you invest in innovative companies that we choose for you. For example, here is, well, me at the shareholder meeting at Tesla trying to help Elon do what's best, in our opinion, for the company.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, part 2, exposing Meet Kevin, the scam artist, fraudster, con man, the guy who's arrested for DUI, who should be disqualified from being an investment advisor. He also sold the FTX Ponzi scheme. He promoted that. He was paid to promote that. He was selling unregistered securities, so I'm wondering how he was able to be a investment advisor. Now, it's a state license, not the what you hear of typically. It's a state license. Anybody can get it. Series 63. Anybody can pass the exam. Has virtually nothing to do with anything of securities on the exam. It's basic state laws, securities laws. That's all it is. This guy's not qualified or capable of providing anybody with any sound investment advice or analysis regarding stocks and bonds. He's clueless. He's a con man. He's proven all of this. And let me remind everyone once again, meet Kevin Pathrath. Of course, you may not know from the last name, although it's a little bit weird, but I can tell, of course, that certainly qualifies him to be a member of the cabal. Let's take a look. And don't forget, of course, this circle jerk of these fake investment gurus on YouTube. And there are hundreds of them. But you've got, closely associated Graham Stephan. Obviously, he's in the cabal. You can note the name. You've got also this Jeremy Lefebvre or whatever, also the same situation. Tom Nash or Tomer Nesher, that's his real name. Obviously, he's in the cabal as well. And this CoffeeZilla, I forgot his name, Stephen, and I'll be exposing this CoffeeZilla more in the future, by the way. The guy's a hypocrite and a scam artist and fraud. He's not who he says he is. He's never uncovered anything, and he tries to uncover something, I guess, crypto scams. How can you uncover a crypto scam when the cryptocurrency is a scam? The whole notion of cryptocurrency is a scam. You understand that? Why aren't you saying that? Cryptocurrencies are involved in illegal activities. Cryptocurrencies completely fuels ransomware. Cryptocurrencies fuels illegal drug trafficking, human sex trafficking, terroristic activities. Cryptocurrencies are backed by nothing. There's no guarantee of anything. They're a scam. They're also a scam because the exchanges are defrauding people. They're creating fake trading volumes. They're manipulating the prices, so on and so forth. It goes on and on and on. I've called out cryptocurrencies being a scam many years ago from day one. So CoffeeZilla, you're fake, you're fraud. You claim to come after cryptocurrencies and the cryptocurrency scammers. You promote videos. You get paid to promote videos on scammers. I see scam ads on your videos. You're being paid to promote scam ads. How are you a fraud detective when you are getting paid by the fraudsters to promote their advertisements?
Where to invest $1,000 right now? Well, forget about stocks, real estate. There is a little known trend taking America by storm right now called digital real estate. And digital real estate creates online assets that have the potential to generate income and grow in value over time, just like physical real estate. In fact, it's one of the easiest ways for regular Americans to take advantage of this emerging industry. So you want to know how you can get started with digital real estate?
And you promoted Tom Nash, who is a liar and fake investment guru. He's a scammer.
It was me.
Tom, we got to talk about crypto. Turn your camera on. Let's get a clip.
Flip the clip, baby. Good morning, Tom.
Bear market. He is awakened.
Start the clip, guys.
The
Ladies
bear
and
is
gentlemen, we have
awoken.
Tom
The bear is
Nash
awoken.
from Russia.
Number one, I was working solely with FTX US. That is not the company currently involved in liquidation proceedings. That's FTX.com. I have nothing to do with that company. I've never worked with them. I've never spoken to them. FTX US was the only company I work with, and they're 100% operational. You can buy, you can sell crypto, you can pull your money out, you can put your money in. Nothing is going on with FTX US. It's 100% absolutely fine.
Anyway, I'll get to this twerp in the future. He's just one of a long list of scammers on YouTube. YouTube has become the world's largest portal for scams and scam artists. If you're monetizing your content, you're a scammer. Write it down. If you're monetizing your content on YouTube, you're a scammer. Why? Because everybody on YouTube, all the content creators know that almost all the ads on YouTube are scams. Therefore, they're partnering with scammers and scam ads. They're selling scam ads. Why would you do that? Why would you place your audience in a vulnerable state by showing them random scam ads? Oh, well, I don't control that. But you know YouTube is putting scam ads on your channel. Why would you do that? Because you're in it for the money. All of you people. You're all scammers on YouTube. Get a job and stop being parasites. Stop being predators of people. Create value. Stop scamming people. Now, let's move on to Kevin. Kevin is the biggest scam artist probably on YouTube, most likely. And I think he's the biggest scam artist under 35 in the world. Now, let's take a look here. Daddy of 7. That's scary. There's going to be 7 more of you. I really hope something bad happens to Kevin. I hope something bad happens. Use your imagination. Okay? And I hope it happens really soon.
So you're here tomorrow to ring the bell. Congratulations, man. You have done so much. 1.8 million YouTube viewers. People love you.
They love you. No, they don't. Once again, Charles Payne, Fox, this guy's a scam artist. He's a penny stock promoter. He's already got in trouble. You can look it up. He's a fraud. Charles Payne is a scam. And he promotes scammers on Fox. He promotes these doomsday con men. Charles Payne and Fox, you're a disgusting network. CNBC has its own list of scammers. I mean, they allow Jim Cramer, but at least they bolted. They axed the Nigerians after Nigerians were, they got caught up in the Voyager digital scam. The Nigerians now, they've been axed from CNBC. Fox is still allowing Charles Payne, the scam artist who promotes penny stock scams. They're allowing this guy on the network. And once again, folks, I told you before, I mentioned this before in part 1, it's very simple. If you want to spot or protect yourself from the army of scammers out there, and they're all over the place, it's quite simple. You need to first be able to spot one of them. And once you spot one, you look and see who they're hanging out with. And then you look and see who these other guys that they hang out with are hanging out with. And you're going to spot the whole army eventually. Let's listen to this guy's book.
People looked up to you.
13 years ago, I stood over there looking at this very door, wondering what it would be like on the inside. Now,
I don't believe that. That's a lie. Why do I say that? Folks, this guy, just a few years ago, not so long ago, told you he knew nothing about investments. He knew nothing about the stock market. He claimed he would not ever create any courses on the stock market. He knew nothing about it. Let me remind you. Let me refresh your memory here.
Real estate's freaking easy because I look at this stuff and I go, I know what to do. Stocks, I don't know. So don't ever expect Meet Kevin to sell you a stock investing course. Hey everyone, thank you so much for considering this program on Mastering Your Money. You're here because you want to grow your net worth. At least that's what I'm guessing, because who doesn't want a larger net worth?
Here you have it, folks. Complete scam artist, fraudster. That's who this guy is. He has no concern, no regard for the money that he's taken from people, steering them into the gutter. He's caused so many people, and you people out there who he's caused to lose their ass in the stock market with this ridiculous advice, his ridiculous picks, his ridiculous pumping of trash, from Peloton to all types of trash. You people, you're to blame as well. You're part of the problem. You're not coming out and exposing this guy. You're not coming out and telling how this guy caused you to lose everything. This is the problem. You're not going to post. You can't post it on his channel. It's going to delete it. He deletes all the comments that expose him. You got to come out with your own videos on this fraudster. That's what he is. He's a big fraudster.
name on the New York Stock Exchange badge, and I can go inside. I took my enthusiasm for the market and money.
So, enthusiasm for the market and money. Folks, anybody that means it's a money worshiper. Money worshipers are very evil, disgusting people. You want to stay away from them because they don't care what they do, who they hurt to get money. And that's what you have mostly on YouTube. Just about all these YouTube creators are money worshipers. That's a problem. That's why they don't care that they are selling scam ads to their audience. They're monetizing their channel. They know that the ads are scammy. They don't care about their audience. They're money worshipers. So he claims he has enthusiasm for the stock market a long time ago, yet he knew nothing about the stock market. You just saw that, right? The guy's a liar and a fraud. It's that simple.
I started learning everything I could about real estate. I would be the most transparent governor that would exist, and you'd have my commentary every single day.
Yeah.
I became a...
The whole governors was a scam, PR scam. And by the way, let me just mention something. I don't know if I talked about it in part one. I'll go ahead and say it again. I began noticing, of course, I've been monitoring as an expert, probably the top expert in the world on detecting frauds and fraudsters, con artists, specifically in the financial media genre. And I do this for the benefit of the public. I do this on my own time. I don't charge any money for it. I could have had, channels. I could have had a YouTube channel exposing this, using the, censoring myself, the politically correct language, and I could have been exposing this all these years. I don't want to be part of YouTube. YouTube is a disgusting criminal portal. So I expose this stuff on my website for the benefit of intelligent investors who know what's going on, but they want a little more insight into the scammers. And one thing I noticed about 5 years ago is all these YouTubers started to get fooled by the so-called, I call it the transparency scam. Maybe 6 years ago, actually, or even longer. I have a video, actually. I'll show it in the future. The girl apparently has pulled her channel down. She was promoting Ricky Gutierrez, and she was telling how great his stock trading bullshit is. Of course, Ricky Gutierrez is an obvious fraud and scam artist. But she was showing on her channel her tax returns. And it was obvious, like I'm going to show the video in the future, she's a complete fraud. She was lying about her so-called trading profits and so forth, and you can see it in her tax returns. She's too stupid to realize it. But anyway, hopefully I'll show it in the future. The transparency scam. I started noticing all these idiots. I like him because he's transparent. He's transparent. Look, he's showing his account. Folks, that's a scam. Number one, write it down. Anybody that goes out of their way to show you, and they're trying to like sell you something online. Anyone who's promoting anything that they do and talks about all their money, it's the lifestyle scam. It's no different than showing the Lambo. Okay? When you're talking about money, I made all this money. Kevin does this. He's been doing this for years. And I can guarantee you right now, it's a lie. He's fucking lying. All those years, he showed a bank statement and this and that. It's a lie. Okay? You believe it. You don't know how the accounts can be commingled. He noticed he marked out the account names. And I'll talk about this in the future. I've known about this guy for even longer. This Chris Camillo, another fucking lying scammer. Who also, and I got a hold of them, and it's completely bogus, complete nonsense. Folks, first of all, if you're going to look at something audited, it doesn't mean a whole lot. It doesn't mean anything, because companies, accounting firms just put their name on it, whatever. Okay? You got to look at every transaction. You want to see that every transaction has been audited. And you want an audit that goes to the brokerage firm. You want the brokerage firm to verify that. That's what you want. And even more so, you want to see the tax returns and the Social Security statements. You understand? Trust me. That's how you do it. Okay? That's how you do it. And any of these guys, if they're ever sued through the discovery process, you're going to find out that they've been lying. Because they're going to have to produce all this stuff, you see. But nobody comes out and touts their money and then tries to sell you courses on making money. That's a scam. I mean, even besides that, this is a guy, some kid, some recent college graduate who knows he's a salesman. He sells real estate. He doesn't know shit. He's a salesman. And what's shocking is that I know I've come across real estate agents that are pretty knowledgeable, have been doing it for 30 years. And they're not coming out on YouTube and selling all these fucking courses on real estate. They know a lot more than this guy does. And they still don't know jack shit. Because if you want to know real estate, folks, there's no fucking secrets to real estate. That's a lie. Anybody that tells you different is a complete fraud. There's one thing that you should want to know in real estate that's very difficult to know. And it's what I focus on. It's what I know. And that's real estate valuation. Okay? That's the key. Why? Because you want to buy real estate cheap. If you really understand how to value real estate, and the market approach is largely bogus, by the way. I'm not going to get into that. That's the key, is understanding how to value real estate. I'm the guy who predicted the financial crisis. I'm the guy who predicted just about every detail of the financial crisis. I probably know how to value real estate, okay? And I'm telling you right now, there's no secrets to real estate. Anybody who tells you there's secrets, they've got the secrets. They're going to show you the techniques. They're fraudsters. Write it down. Write it down. There's no secrets. Okay? Real estate has historically been one of those areas where the scam artists flock to. Tell you they got secrets. Robert Kiyosaki. Okay? All these guys. Tom Vu. Right? Dean Grazioso. Right? The list goes on. Carlton Sheets. And let me just mention something. I don't know if I mentioned it in part one. Don't you find it a little bit awkward that so many of these scammers on YouTube are from the real estate industry? They're failed real estate agents like Kevin. Kevin's a failed real estate agent. You failed, buddy. You weren't making the money. You weren't cutting the mustard. That's why you bought leads from Dave Ramsey. You bought real estate leads from him. I mean, if you're successful, you're not buying leads from Dave Ramsey. If you're successful, you know how to get leads. Right? If you're successful, you stay in real estate. You don't become a YouTube influencer. Graham Stephan, another failed real estate agent I talked about in part one. CoffeeZilla, another failed real estate agent. That's right. All these guys. Another fake detective guru, the Spencer Cornelia, who's a complete disgusting, dishonest scumbag. CoffeeZilla, I think, kind of he got infected by the money. Now he's YouTube infest all these people. It's a disease. Monetization means you're down the toilet. You're down the tubes. You get infected. CoffeeZilla got infected. And now he's who he is today. He's a scammer. He's a disingenuous scammer. He's promoted scammers. He's never come and apologized and corrected himself. And he doesn't go after Meet Kevin and all these other fake investment gurus. He doesn't do it now. They're protected. But Spencer Cornelia, I believe this guy was a scammer from day one. A complete scumbag. And apparently he's launching his courses now. I'll get into these guys in the future. And I'm going to start doing probably some live streams for selected people on my site. But let's continue here with this scam artist.
Licensed financial advisor. Why not?
You're licensed by the state of California. Anybody can get a state license. It's very simple and then means nothing. Even if you get a Series 7, you got a Series 63. I don't care what type of Series 7, 63, 65, 23, 22, doesn't matter. It means nothing. All it means is you're legally able to conduct the business specified by that license. That's it. Doesn't mean you know jack shit. Okay? And you don't know jack shit. Do I need to remind everyone here?
Real estate's freaking easy because I look at this stuff and I go, I know what to do. Stocks, I don't know. So don't ever expect Meet Kevin to sell you a stock investing course. Hey everyone, thank you so much for considering this program on Mastering Your Money.
Yeah, so within a year, he learned enough to make courses. Make courses on the stock market. So that's who you're dealing with, folks. This guy's a complete scumbag, fraudster, money-worshipping parasite. He's a parasite. Meet Kevin the parasite.
not advertise these things that you told us here. I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Always great to have you on. Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin.
Yeah, there you go. Yahoo Finance. Let me explain to you folks what goes on with these media companies. Yahoo Finance is a criminally insane, it's run by criminally insane sociopaths. It's a boiler room scam. And they promote scam artists and scammers. They create dumb money. And what happened? Let me explain to you all. If you all don't know how the media works, let me explain to you how it works. This is especially true for certain media companies, but they all, for the most part, do this. Here's how it works. If you have a lot of followers, okay? If you have a lot of followers, you're guaranteed to get exposure in the media. Why? Because they want to sell advertisements, and they want your followers to watch your leader, your cult member, and if you watch him on Yahoo, that's more advertisements. You see more clicks. You understand? That's how it works. Okay? That's how it works. It's kind of like Tila Tequila. Remember her? The MySpace superstar, right? She had a lot of followers on MySpace and, everything. She got a TV show, everything, right? And so here, notice he's showing his jet. This guy, I guess he bought a jet or something to show like Grant Cardone. This guy has copied Grant Cardone. I'll get to that here in a second. This guy is such a fraudster, such a disgusting, parasitic con man. It's just, and anyone out there on YouTube who's covers things in the financial genre, who's not exposing this guy at least once a week, and I mean going after him hard, at least once a week. Okay, if you're not doing that, then you're the enemy. You're just a bullshit artist. You may do it once here and there. Why? Because you want to get the subs. You want to make it look like you're the good guy. No. You need to slam the hammer down on this scam artist. If you're not doing that, you're one of the bad guys, and you probably are, because most likely some of these people out there who go after some of these guys, they're monetizing their channel. They're selling advertisements. They're selling advertisements for scammers, and they're talking about scammers. How are they any better? They're not any better, folks. If you're pretending to go after scammers and you're selling advertisements on your channel for scammers, then how are you any better? You're not. It's the same. You're being duped, folks. They're duping you. That's what they're doing.